Sea Viper is the largest steel coaster in all of Maine. Located at Palace Playland, this ride features a compact layout with twists and turns. Off-ride, it looks pretty janky, but it rides much better than it looks, and I'll explain why in this review. From 1994 through 2017, this seaside amusement park's only major coaster was an SDC Galaxy. Before that, the ride operated at Nebraska's Peony Park for an additional 2 decades. Palace Playland decided it was time to replace this aging ride. So for the 2018 season, the park added Sea Viper. This was a family coaster model from Preston Barbieri, a manufacturer more well known for kiddie coasters and several flat rides. I believe Sea Viper is the tallest coaster Preston has built to date. The coaster was placed in the back of the park on the plot of land where Galaxy once stood, and it looks nice on Palace Playland's skyline. The coaster stands 69 feet or 21 meters tall, making it one of the park's tallest attractions. And it's 50% taller than the former Galaxy, so it can be seen from anywhere within the park, or if you're at the adjacent Old Orchard Beach. The ride itself does look like a glorified carnival ride, which is in line with the rest of the park. The coaster is a portable support structure, and a queue line consisting of just a metal ramp up to the station. And that station is pretty basic too. But the colors pop, as you have red track and a blue train that contrasts nicely with each other. And that train is decorated too. The front car is a snake face with menacing fangs. The sides are then painted to resemble scales. And the ride also has a flashy multicolored sign that really comes alive at night. Sea Viper is the park's most popular attraction. I don't recall ever having to wait more than 5 minutes in my 2 decades riding Galaxy. But Sea Viper is consistently at a 15-ish minute wait in all my visits. In the grand scheme of all amusement parks, that is not particularly long, but that is very high relative to everything else in this park that is usually a walk-on. This coaster does have a decent capacity at least. It has a much longer train than you may expect. It seats a max of 24 riders per cycle, as it is comprised of 6 cars, each with 2 rows of 2. And the crew working the ride usually loads and checks restraints quite quickly. The cars themselves are comfortable. The restraints feel like a mashup of a Chance Big Dipper and an old-school Intamin hypercoaster. You have the boxy cars and T-shaped lap bar of a Big Dipper. But unlike those rides where you have barely any legroom, Sea Viper has legroom more comparable to an old-school Intamin hyper. Your legs straddle around a center console holding the locking mechanism. The vehicles do have big headrests that can obstruct your view further back in the train, so keep that in mind if you want a good view. Seating is on a first-come basis. The park lets just enough people into the station to fill the next train. But if the seat you want is already taken, the crew is more than happy to let you wait off to the side for the next train. That's especially worth doing if you're paying per ride. Sea Viper costs 36 credits, which equates to roughly $8.50. For many years, the park had a more straightforward ticket system before recently switching over to a credit-based system. Alternatively, you can ride this as much as you want a day with an unlimited wristband. With Sea Viper, I think this is 100% a back row ride. You get some really good whip on the ride's largest drops because of that long train. If you want a less intense ride experience, try to sit more towards the front. I also need to make mention of this ride's air gates. They open pretty violently, so definitely stand back when you're about to board. Once checked, you turn out of the station and ascend the lift hill. In front of you, you just have some hotels and parking lots. But off to your right, you get a bird's eye view of the entire park. Then if you turn behind you, you get a great view of the beach and Atlantic Ocean. Once at the top, you have a flat turn right that transitions into a swooping drop. If you're in the back car, you'll get some decent laterals as you are pulled downwards. Then the pullout offers an okay burst of positive Gs. There's also a bit of shake here, but nothing too bad. You then have a large turnaround. This faces towards the beach, so everyone gets a great view of the coast. The element is also underbanked at the apex, so everyone gets some laterals. The pullout is the one noticeably jolty part of the ride. The train shimmies quite a bit here. You then have an upwards S-bend. This leads to another turnaround. The front gets some weak laterals into it. Then you twist downwards and to the right. This offers solid whip and good laterals in the rear rows. Then the pullout offers another dose of positive Gs. They're fine up front, but noticeably stronger in the back. You then climb upwards and have a twisting drop to the left. The front gets a pinch of laterals on the entry, but this is another element that really shines in the back. It is my personal favorite moment on the ride. You are abruptly whipped downwards and forcibly pinned to the right side of the train. The pullout is exciting as well. It is super compact, so it offers great Gs throughout the train. And there's also a scary head chopper with a support beam. This is another part that'll jostle the train a bit, but it causes no discomfort. You then have a gradual rise upwards. This leads into a 540-degree downwards helix. As a whole, it offers decent Gs. There is a bit of a slight vibration to it, but nothing too bad. Then the back gets some laterals at the start of the element. Meanwhile, the front gets their dose of laterals at the end as you twist into the brake run. You then slow down and return to the station, ending the 1,509 foot or 460 meter long coaster. That is not a lot of track length, but this coaster is a satisfying duration in my opinion. In terms of pacing, this coaster is quite good for what it is. The ride holds its speed better than most portable coasters. The experience feels similar to a windstorm coaster in terms of the flow. In terms of smoothness, Sea Viper rides smoother than it looks. Off-ride, this coaster looks sorta suspect, but it tracks reasonably well. There is some shuffling on the pullouts, but it's never really too bad and it does not translate to any pain or discomfort. So, what would I rate Sea Viper? I would give this coaster a 6 out of 10. This is a decent attraction. The ride offers some nice views of the beach. Then the ride is an acceptable smoothness, solid pacing, and several nice spots of positive Gs. Then if you're in the back car, the drops also offer some good whip and laterals. This is an enjoyable coaster and much better than the old Galaxy, and it's worth checking out if you're at the beach. And if you're a coaster enthusiast in the region, definitely pop into here after visiting Funtown, USA. The two parks are just about 15 minutes apart. You will not find another large-scale coaster from Preston anywhere in the United States, so it's a pretty unique credit, and it's a fun ride too. So those are my thoughts on Sea Viper at Palace Playland. What are your thoughts on Maine's largest steel coaster? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.